There is a new standard for turn-based video games. Sandfall Interactive's debut game, Clair Obscur Expedition 33, has not only risen to become one of the best games of 2025, but it is quickly proving itself to be one of the best turn-based games ever, and possibly just one of the best games ever made in general. Now, putting aside the amazing cast of characters with incredible writing, the beautiful landscapes, the music, the emotional story, and the cheap price tag of $50 by a team of 30 or so developers, it's also the engaging turn-based gameplay everyone has fallen in love with. See, most fans of turn-based games know the drill by now, as we've played dozens or hundreds of them. You attack, and then you wait to be attacked in a certain order. Some games make this a bit more interactive with the attacking phase, like Legend of Dragoon or Lost Odyssey, to list a few examples, but Expedition 33 takes what those games walked with and runs away with them. The interactivity of combat is off the charts. There is never a moment where you can, put your controller down and just walk away. A la, like old school Final Fantasy where you wait like 10 years for a summon to complete its attack, unless you're playing like some of the remasters where you can double, triple speed the gameplay. You see, when you're done with your turn and the enemy finally gets to attack you, you have many ways to deal with it. In other games, you just sit and wait. So technically, you can go this entire game and never take any damage, and I can't wait to see someone attempt that on like YouTube or some video. It's going to be nuts. Starting off, the game starts you off with your typical dodges and parries, and then perfect dodges and perfect parries if you do them like at the right time. And the brilliant thing about this game is as soon as you start getting comfortable with just those two, they start drip feeding you more and more techniques you need to learn throughout the game. You get attacks you have to jump over and counterattack. There's also a new specific counter called gradient counters for special gradient attacks. All of these systems make this arguably the most interactive turn-based game maybe ever, at least that I've, personally played. This is why the game is doing so well with people who don't even like turn-based games. That, and I know this is going to piss off a lot of people, and I mentioned this in a previous video, but the fact that this isn't another, anime art style game with like a lot of the tropes that you see in those stories or in stuff like that, it means more eyes are drawn to this product. This is the future of turn-based games, and I can't wait for Sandfall's next game and hope they just do another game just like this with a new story and characters, maybe in a different setting and world. This could be a winning formula for them and potentially any other studio who wants to take a crack at what they have done. You know how after Souls games became insanely popular because of the gameplay mechanics and the style, and everyone and their mother wanted to make their own, where it's its own genre now with Souls-like games? Well, I suspect we're going to have like Expedition 33-like games or Clair Obscur-like games now or something, and it could just be what makes people love turn-based games again, or people that have never really got into them finally get into these type of games. Just like the old days, instead of just scoffing whenever they see a game that isn't action-oriented and it's turn-based. So the ball is now in everyone else's court. It's in Square Enix's court with Final Fantasy, of what they're going to do. Every other game, they're changing the style of what it's going to be. But it's also in everyone else's court for other turn-based franchises. What will you do now after the success of Expedition 33? I can't wait to find out. And the future of turn-based gaming there's a new plateau that it could hit. And this game just set the bar for everyone else. Just like Baldur's Gate 3 set the bar for CRPGs for the future. Anyways, as always, thanks for clicking on my dumb videos. It means the world to me that even like one person decides to check them out, no matter how bad the title or thumbnail might be. But, thanks again. Talk to you next time.